This isn't a podcast about next yoga pose, breathing technique, or a wellness tip. This is a real conversation with the people behind the practice. Yoga teachers who are creating meaningful impact in the lives of their students. Today, we will explore their journey, their transformation, their philosophy, and the impact they are creating to the society. Thank you so much for coming to this podcast. To start with this podcast with you, I would want you to tell your viewers that what do you do, who you are, and how is your yoga journey has been so far.
I started my yoga journey when I was, I think, 12 or 15 years old.
Wow.
So it came from family, and I didn't want to come into yoga. My brother was one who pushed me into yoga.
Okay.
So I wanted to become an TV reporter. So I wanted to be on TV, but somehow my brother convinced me, why don't you try health and fitness and do try yoga? I thought, okay, let's try it as something good because I was into fitness. I was doing yoga earlier also. So I got admission in Haridwar for my master's in yoga, but the life was very different. Like we do have a life here that was fully Gurukul college.
Yeah.
So we used to get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, start our day with yoga, perform yagya. So whole day with like different kind of rituals, study, uh, reading or learning all kind of yoga practices like philosophy, anatomy, everything. So it was a good journey, and that 2 years shaped me very well. What I'm today, I think that time, that 2 years had shaped me very well.
Yeah, it sounds very fascinating. Like the whole 2 years, your routine was so sattvic, you can say, right? Like getting up early,
Yeah.
going to
5
bed on
o'clock.
time, and doing all the philosophical work, doing yoga throughout the day, actually following the whole Ashtanga yoga in your life.
You've made
So actual yoga you were following.
So that was the beginning of discipline. That's what
Yeah.
we talk in yoga. Discipline is something, is a base form. So I learned discipline from there. And yeah, that's what my journey to begin. Like I started my journey from there.
All right, beautiful journey so far. Now, as a yoga teacher, what is your unique selling point? What offer are you giving to your students? What is that transformation that you're offering to your clients?
I take classes or I take session for people who are suffering or who are having some pain, like knee pain or any injury. So basically, it's a prehab or rehabilitation I do. It's a muscle memory technique I teach my people. And yeah, mostly on the stress management.
Okay, so people who are into stress, the stress could be from the physical pain as well. So you cater to those people. And is there any age limit?
No, not at all. It can be any
People with
age.
any age, they can come to you. Any gender limit?
No, I do everybody, like
Oh,
all genders. Yeah.
and your classes are offline, online. How do you practice? Because it's about pain. It's about very the posture has to be very crucial,
Yeah.
right? So how do you cater with these students?
So I mostly take offline sessions. I don't prefer online if I'm taking like first time. I have never seen the person and they are in the pain and they want to do with me. I I would love to take 1 or 2 sessions with them. And then later if they're traveling and they're not here, then I can do online.
Mhm.
But first, like initial session, I would say I would love to take like 1 or 2 sessions
Just to
as
have
in
the
person.
clarity, to have the concepts clear, and then they can follow you online.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Makes sense. Now, the same question to you. How have your journey as a yoga teacher been so far in this country, in UAE, how this country supported you in this profession?
Amazing. Like, I don't have words for that. When I came to this place, I didn't know I would be having this much opportunities. I started from scratch, I would say. Like, I started as a yoga teacher, then I learned during the process, and now I take, like, I can say I'm a yoga therapist. So, yeah, a lot of exposure this country is having, and in those exposure, I have learned all these therapies, all this different kind of style of yoga. So, I know 25 styles of yoga. So those things I think I have learned from the country, and this country is having exposure. I would say like you are fully exposed. You can go anywhere. You can learn anything. There is no limitation, and you have visibility also.
Yeah.
So you're very visible. You're very much exposed to people. So you go learn. So I think I have learned a lot, and I don't have word to say, but like it's beyond my expectation.
Did you have an experience in your own country after you got your degree?
I did my 7 months internship there.
Okay.
And after
And
that,
then
I
after that,
got,
right away,
yeah,
you
I came here,
here,
yeah,
and then you started your journey
as a
from here.
yoga teacher.
Nice,
Yeah.
beautiful. Now, my question for you would be for your other fellow yoga teachers. They should also get some inspiration from you because you have had your journey, right away from the certification, from the degree. You came to another country and you started from scratch, as you mentioned. So, if you could improve one thing about the way yoga teachers are supported in the industry today, what would that be? Just as a support system.
So I would say they should start from the scratch, from the beginning. And because if you do for something, like if you go and work for a yoga studio, you will learn better there. Like you can't just come from the college and start your journey into yoga, like start teaching people. You have to learn somewhere, you have to teach people, you have to teach in a yoga studio. That should be your first step. Like for me, because I have started that way. But yeah, there will be like different kind of people, different kind of colleges they would have come. They would have been more prepared maybe, but I would say start with working with some yoga studio and then get some experience from there, and then you can start your own journey in the different places.
Okay. And specifically for the teachers who have taken their certificate in their midlife, like after 40s, how would you suggest? I know your journey has been different, but since you are already in an established, a career, so what would you suggest to those people who have started their yoga teaching journey very late in their life?
So they can start with social media. Yeah, I know it's very difficult for their age and timing. Of course, they won't be that much comfortable with social media, but that is something that can upskill, because nowadays everybody is on social media. So that will be the first step if they want to do it. Otherwise, they can go with the community. Like they can go to the communities and they can promote themselves. I'm teaching. I'm a holistic approach wellness teacher or something, or healer. They can just go that way. Otherwise, it's just their clients. If they are teaching someone and the student is happy, they will promote you. Because for me, that's what has helped so far. I've never promoted myself. It just goes mouth to mouth publicity.
Yeah.
So that all they can do.
All right. Okay. Now, about the challenge. So, what is that one challenge you believe most of the yoga teachers are facing currently, but they are not talking about it openly?
It's burnout thing. So yoga teachers are more burnout because they do a lot of things which we don't see. And as yoga teacher, we are not allowed to show, because of we are yoga teacher, we are the health and fitness provider. So we can't say we are stressed, we are into pressure, we are into anxiety. So that is the biggest thing I see, that yoga teacher cannot come out and that they can say clearly, or they can say like openly, I'm stressed.
Hmm.
But they're also a human being.
Yeah.
They can be stressed, they can be burnout. And burnout in the sense they are doing a lot of session, they are going out and about, meeting people, scheduling their classes, a lot of things are happening in their own personal life. So they can be. So I think we should give that space to the yoga teachers to say that, yeah, you can fall sick, you can be stressed, you can be burnout, because you are a human being. You have not become a god
Hmm.
after doing yoga. So yeah, but yeah, better good thing is that we know how to navigate that stress. If we are into stress as a yoga teacher, we know the navigation of that, like how to overcome from these things. But that's what I have felt so far, because yeah, this is something I always hide. I won't say hide, but I would not say if
Of
I'm
course, yeah,
stressed and
because
all.
students come to us seeing us as an ideal person, right? I want to look like her, or I want to be like her, or, when they are stressed, we are talking to them or healing them.
Yeah,
So we should not have that, stressed
exactly.
energies at that point of time. So that is really, good thing that you opened up with. And also which comes to the point where you should then have your self-worth as well,
Yeah,
when you are pricing to the students.
yeah,
So because of all this, that we are also going through so many things, it's not just that 1 hour session, and then it just feels like uh, that it's just 1 hour session. It's easy. You are not doing any exercise. You're just making us do
yeah.
exercise. It's just that.
But
But
before
this,
that session,
yeah,
a lot of
the
things, a lot of
lesson
lesson
planning
plan, and every individual is different.
yeah.
So every individual's needs is different. Every class is different. So yeah, it's
So
just not.
you exchange the energy also.
Yeah,
You are kind of getting those energy of your student, that stressed energy.
very
So
true. Yeah.
that
So you're
affects us as
carrying
well.
that as well. So yeah, this way you're
Yeah.
thing.
All right. And which leads to the last question for you, that what advice would you give to a yoga teacher who wants to grow their impact without compromising authenticity? Again, because again, there is a, fine line between making money and being authentic to your practices. Yeah. So, what your advice would be for the teachers?
Yeah, so my advice will be for yoga teachers, don't try to be everywhere. You be authentic, teach what you like to teach, what you have learned in your learnings. And this learning, this journey will teach you itself everything. You be real, you value your core, what you know, and just don't try to follow the crowd.
Hmm.
Always remember that your growth and your authenticity is not opposite. It's something, it just goes along together.
True.
And you can do one thing, you can create your own brand, you can do your own marketing, and you can be your real yourself. You be who you are, and I think that's all. It you'll be on your own way what you're doing,
Hmm.
and you will not lose your authenticity.
Yeah, and everything will fall in place. And also, I think I should add up that don't undervalue yourself, also,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, very-
because sometimes teachers, to maintain the authenticity and the genuinity, they feel like, oh, I should not charge so much of this, that.
very true.
So, yeah, it is important as well. As you mentioned, growth and authenticity goes along. So, well said, Tia. Thank you so much for your time. And before we wrap up, I want you to tell to your audience that where they can connect with you.
So I have my Insta handle, which is Tia Trinity. You can connect me there, and I can give my contact number.
Okay, perfect. We will mention your credentials on the caption. And yeah, have a great yoga journey
Thank
ahead.
you so much. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you for being the part of EKA podcast experience. At EKA, we believe when teachers are empowered, the students are empowered along. And when the teachers grow with clarity, professionalism, and purpose, the entire yoga ecosystem becomes stronger. We look forward to bringing more such conversations from inspiring yoga teachers across the world.